All right, and we are live. Welcome back to Gurong Pinoy. If you are a part of Team Replay, no, make sure that you like this video. If you're also watching us live on YouTube right now, please do like this video, start a watch party, tag your friends so that we all can start in just a few minutes, okay? If you are also a part of Team Facebook, pwede din po kayo mag-like ng ating video, start a watch party, of course, do tag your friends. And if you are new here, no, kung first time nyo po mapanood kami, please do comment that in our comment section so that we can all welcome you to Team Gurong Pinoy. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and also on Laika. You can see all the details on your screen right now. Now, just like any other nights that we have our activities, we all start with our opening prayer. So, samahan niyo po ako sa ating opening prayer.
Lord God, salamat po sa oras na ito na binigay niyo muli sa amin. Sa pagkakataon, Panginoon, salamat po sa maraming mga pagpapala at proteksyon na dulot mo sa bawat isa sa amin. At Panginoon, kami po ay humihingi ng inyong paggabay muli sa amin pong gagawin sa oras pong ito. Sana po ay marami po kaming matutunan sa mga leksyon na aming aaralin po ngayon. Patuloy po nawa na tulungan mo po kami sa aming mga pangarap, Panginoon. Ibinibigay po namin ang lahat po sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil ikaw po ang nagsabi na kung kasama ka namin sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay tunay nga po na magtatagumpay po kami. Kaya Ama, sana po ay mapakinggan mo ang mga hiling po namin na ito. I-bless mo po ang family ni Ma'am Mek, ni Sir Ram, maging ang mga pamilya din po namin, Panginoon. Dalangin ho namin ang buong bansa namin, buong mundo na nakakaranas pa po sa pandemic. Sana po ay bumuti na ang kalagayan po namin, O Diyos. Naniniwala po kami sa inyo sa mga pangako mo sa bawat isa sa amin. Salamat po sa Panginoong Jesus na nagdulot po sa amin ng pag-asa sa buhay po na ito. Ama, ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right, and of course, we welcome back the members of Gurong Pinoy team, starting with the members of Team Gardner, our Team Thunders, no, yung team veterano natin, no, ito yung mga naghalos 1 year na dito sa ating Gurong Pinoy. And of course, we also have Team Erickson, our Team Newbie. Welcome back po sa mga members ng Team Erickson. Also, of course, to the members of Team Gardner. Mag-like na po kayo ng ating video. Of course, tag your friends and start a watch party. Napaka-importante din, please do share our video so that we can reach out to more people. And just like you, matulungan din po namin sila para maipasa nila yung upcoming LET. And if you are still not a member of any of our teams, it's very easy to become a member of our teams. We have our basic membership, that's ProfEd and GenEd. That's only 650. Pro membership is for your major. Our majorship offerings are for English, there's biology, MAPE, Filipino, mathematics, and social science. That's only 750 pesos. Our premium membership, that's for all in. Okay, so that's GenEd, ProfEd, and Major. That's only 1,250. If you'd want to still become a member of Gurong Pinoy Teams, ang kagandahan ng pagiging member po ng Gurong Pinoy Teams is that you are going to have a copy of our material. So all these things that I'm discussing and all these things that I'm using in my discussion, the PowerPoint presentation, all goes straight to your Gurong Pinoy Teams right after our live stream. Okay, so hindi nyo na po kailangang magsulat. And of course, po pwede nyong i-print at i-download itong ating mga materials, balik-balikan, hanggang sa dumating na po kayo, of course, sa inyong LET. Okay, so if you'd want to still become a member of Gurong Pinoy Teams, we still have a few remaining slots. Okay, so you can pay us through Palawan, Cebuana ML, there's PayPal, MetroBet, Super Chat, whenever we go live on YouTube, and of course, we also have our GCash. Okay, so go ahead and just send us a message through our Facebook page. Okay, so for any of your questions, go ahead and send us a message. Now, tomorrow, our Gurong Pinoy team members are going to have their mid-review exam part 2. That will be from 6 to 9 p.m. Philippine time. Again, please do make sure that you attend this. You can find your test as a Google form po, no? Ipopost ko po siya sa Google Classrooms nyo. So make sure that you can access your Google Classrooms. Those of you, of course, who are part of Team Tenders, ganun pa rin po, no? Ganun pa rin yung inyong Google Classroom. So balikan nyo lamang po yung Google Classroom nyo. If you still have your Google Classroom, just go back to your Google Classroom for GenEd and ProfEd. Again, GenEd and ProfEd po na Google Classroom, not your majorship, and you will find your mid-review part 2 doon po sa inyong Google Classroom by tomorrow. That's 6 to 9 p.m. Philippine time. Okay, so again, that's through Google Classroom, Google Form. Now, these are the remaining schedule that we have for this month. So today we are having GenEd and ProfEd. Now, of course, June 19th, that's tomorrow. That will be your mid-review part 2. That's 100-item test. No? So 100 item po yung inyong magiging test. That's 50 items for GenEd, 50 items for ProfEd. And of course, the next weekend, hindi po available si Coach Arian. And so we are going to have GenEd on Saturday and ProfEd on Sunday. Okay? So wag niyo pong kaligtaan yan. Now, we still have enrollment for our CSEE course, a full online civil service review program. You can learn 24/7 anywhere, that's anytime, anywhere, through videos and of course through unlimited practice tests. That's only 1,000 pesos for the first 50 students. Ma'am Jeremy V. Velarde, meron pong question dito. Ma'am, the same classroom pa rin po ba? Yes, the same classroom pa rin po. And that's going to be for your GenEd ProfEd, yung dati pong grow na classroom nyo, hindi po yung major. Maraming salamat for tuning in, Sir Omo Dondon Kampong. First timer daw. Welcome po. Good evening sa lahat, sabi ni Sir Dondon Kampong. Maraming salamat for tuning in for tonight. Okay, now please do become our supporter. Our supporters receive their exclusive content. We also have our exclusive meetings. Of course, they also receive their exclusive videos. Okay, so if you can become one of our supporters, that's going to be a very good cause. No, it's going to be an advantage to you. There's a button that's very near your chat box whenever we go live on Facebook. And kahit po hindi tayo live po, pwede pa rin po kayo maging supporter. No? Meron pong supporter button dyan. So please do click that and become one of Gurong Pinoy supporter. And of course, you can also support us by sending us your stars. We have our stars goal of 5,000 stars tonight. Please do send us your stars, and you can also send us your super chat, super stickers on YouTube. Yung stars po ay nasa Facebook lamang. Saglit lamang po. Meron pang isang question dito. Ma'am Mek, ask lang mi po, kasama mi sa Team Gardner, first time mi po mag-exam. Okay, if you are a part of Team Gardner, of course, also part of Team Erickson, all the members of our Gurong Pinoy teams, you can access your Google Classroom. If you can access your Google Classroom, of course, you can answer our mid-review exam part 2 tomorrow. Okay, so right after this, of course, you try to check if you still can access your Google Classroom. Okay, so yan po yung balikan nyo kung mga na-delete nyo na yung app nyo for Google Classroom, mag-reinstall po kayo. And of course, diretso po kayo sa inyong Google Classroom for your mid-review exam part 2. Again, tomorrow po yan, 6 p.m. So hindi po today, no? Kung hahanapin nyo po yung mid-review exam 2 nyo, wala pa po dyan sa inyong classroom today. Okay, or tonight. Now, again, please do send us your stars, super chat, super stickers. We're all using this for all our activities sa ating mga papremyo. Kagaya na lamang po ng papremyong nakapost na dyan sa ating Gurong Pinoy Facebook page. Meron po tayong nakapost ngayon dyan, no, yung nakalagay na paano ka naghahanda para sa LEP. Napakadali lamang po ng inyong gagawin. I-share nyo po yung post, i-comment nyo yung picture ng inyong ginagawang paghahanda para sa LEP, and you are going to have a chance to win 200 pesos GCash or load. Okay, we are going to have 5 winners of 200 GCash or load. So again, please do participate in all of our contests. Kung hindi man manalo, no, at least nag-enjoy po tayong lahat. Minsan meron tayong mga patambiolo, minsan meron tayong mga pa-contest. So again, please do follow us on our Facebook page. I-click nyo po yung follow button dyan sa ating Facebook page so that you can be notified of everything that we're doing. And if you are always watching us on YouTube, again, please do subscribe. Hit that bell notification and choose nyo po yung all para ma-notify po kayo of all the videos that we are going to have, premiere videos, or it might be your live stream videos. Okay, so again, that's 200 pesos GCash or load. Mayroon po tayong magiging 5 lucky winners. So please go ahead and join this later. Okay, your submission is until June 20th. That's on Sunday at 6 p.m. Okay, so again, tomorrow po, you are going to have your mid-review exam part 2, and Sunday is a rest day. Then the following weekend, we are going to see each other. Your Saturday is going to be GenEd, and of course, Sunday is going to be ProfEd. Okay, but tonight, of course, diretso po tayo sa ating task, which is your GenEd ProfEd for tonight. Okay, maraming salamat for those of you who've already sent your stars. Pwede pa rin po kayo mag-send ng inyong stars. Ma'am Joy Dairit, and of course, I also see Ma'am Nedog Ayot. Maraming salamat po for sending your stars. For those of you who are still going to send us your stars, thank you so much. And of course, for all those who are going to send us their super chat, super stickers on YouTube, thank you so much. Okay, please go ahead and like this video, start a watch party, tag your friend, and of course, share this video so we can all start. Mag-start na po kayo ng inyong watch party. Mag-tag na po kayo ng inyong friends. Of course, share this video. Pag meron pong caption dyan sa inyong Facebook, no, po pwede nyo pong i-click yung video. Meron pong 3 dots sa ibabaw ng inyong video. At i-choose nyo lamang po yung turn on captions. And of course, you turn it off. Okay? Pag medyo distracting yung captions na nasa baba ng inyong video, if you are watching us on Facebook, po pwede nyo pong i-turn off yung caption na yan. Ayon, si Ma'am Morgan Pahoyo de los Santos, another star sender. Thank you so much po. Okay, again, please do send us your stars, and of course, super chat, super stickers para po sa ating mga papremyo. All right, we start with question number 1. This is GenEd. Question number 1. Which of the following sentences has an incorrect subject-verb agreement? Letter A, psychologists who came up with the idea of multitasking have lately been saying they were wrong. Letter B, whenever you have time, the architect and his assistant would like to talk to you about the remodel. Letter C, despite all the fuss about formal wedding dinners, I'm serving barbecue at mine. Letter D, across the bay, fleets of old fishing boats was seen on the horizon. What's your answer for number 1? This is simple subject-verb agreement as part of English for general education. Is it letter A, B, C, or D? Please send me your answers. Again, please do send us your stars and, of course, your super chat, super stickers. Send me your answers. It might be on YouTube or it also might be on Facebook. Please don't forget to share this video and like this video. Of course, tag your friends. Do help your friends. Okay, I can already see a few of the answers. I see letter C. Meron din namang letter D. Some more answers, please, for number 1. Okay, C, D. Nag-aagawan ang letter C and D. Okay, letter C and D, karamihang sagot. Thank you for sharing our video, Ma'am Abchi Alimer Marie. Maraming salamat po. For our top fans, maraming salamat. Ma'am Grace Marquez Katugas, thank you. Sir Roger Abalos, thank you for starting a watch party. Ma'am Shelby May Shakor, one of our top fans. Maraming salamat po. Okay, letter C, karamihang sagot, and letter D. Nag-aagaw ang letter C at letter D. Parang nag-aagaw yung tamis at anghang, no, kapag kain. Nag-aagawan, letter C kaya ang mananaig, or is it going to be letter D? Again, for number 1, this is just your subject-verb agreement. In English, whenever you have singular subject, no? If you have a singular subject, your verb should also be in singular form. Yung singular form ng verb nyo usually would be the one with the letter S, no? May S siya sa ending. For example, you say, the girl dances. Okay, dances as your subject-verb agreement, no? Pag the girls naman, that should be dance, walang S, no? So, ano kaya yung mananalo dito? Letter C and D yung ating karamihang sagot. Okay, let's take a look at the different sentences that you have. Psychologists. Okay, so again here, psychologists, that's your subject. And of course, that's a plural subject. Psychologists who came up with the idea of multitasking have lately been saying they were wrong. This is a correct sentence. Okay, have, of course, is used whenever you have a plural subject. Has for your singular, and of course, had naman kapag ka past form. Okay, so had, pag past form, both for plural and singular. But have here is correct because you have a plural subject. Now, what about letter B? Whenever you have time, the architect and his assistant, that's plural, the architect and his assistant would like to talk to you about the remodel. Okay, wala naman tayong problema dito, no? Because your architect and his model here these are followed, or this is followed by would like. Would, again, that is a modal, no? Isa po siyang auxiliary verb. And of course, I've already mentioned, whenever you have your auxiliary verb, your can, could, does, did, do, would, will, shall, should, no? Palagi po silang sinusundan ng inyong base form of the verb. Okay? So that's base form of the verb. Hindi po pwedeng likes, hindi din po pwedeng liked. Okay? So you cannot write it in past. You also cannot write it ending in S. It should always be followed your auxiliary verb. Your would here, an example of your auxiliary verb, would always be followed by a base form of your action word or your action verb. Okay? So this right here is also correct. Now, we go to letter C. Again, pinagpipilian lamang ninyo ay C at D. So, titingnan natin kung ano nga ba. Pag tama yung letter C, no, na mali yung subject-verb agreement dito, that means letter C na yung ating tamang sagot. Okay, letter C. Despite all the fuss about formal wedding dinners, I'm serving barbecue at mine. Sa mga nagsasabing mali ang letter C, sa mga nag-choose ng letter C as the answer, bakit? Why? Anong kasalanan ng letter C sa inyo at siya yung pinili nyo? Why are you saying that letter C is wrong? Okay, please put that in your comment section. Bakit po sinasabi ninyong letter C ang may mali, no? Siya ba yung may mali? Hindi ba kayo? It's you, not me. Good evening, Ma'am Dolorosa Santaan. Thank you po for starting a watch party. Again, what's your reason? Bakit letter C yung inyong pinili? Yan tayo no? Yung mga nagpapaalam, yung mga nagsasabing may mali, pero hindi nyo naman diretsong masabi kung ano yung mali. Prangkahin nyo nga yung letter C. Bakit letter C yung inyong pinili? Okay? Again, letter C here just says, despite all the fuss about formal wedding dinners, I'm serving barbecue at mine. Okay? So sabi dito ni Ma'am Baby Zara, dinners, si Ma'am Baby Zara, sabi niya at mine, ang mali. Sabi naman ni Ma'am Mary Chris Mayandok Tamundong, dinners, ang mali. Maraming salamat again for those of you who have already started a watch party. Tag your friends and share this video. Now, wala pong mali sa letter C. Hindi po kasalanan ng letter C, no? Kung siya yung inyong pinili. Okay, Team C, bakit si C ang pinili? Sabi ni Sir Jesse Sai, sana all pinipili. Okay, now letter C, despite all the fuss about formal wedding dinners, wala pong mali dyan. Pwede po siya. Okay, pwede po yung dinners natin, meaning iba't ibang klaseng formal wedding dinners. No? Pag-uusapan natin yung formal wedding dinners, maraming fuss. Ibig sabihin ng fuss, of course, is maraming reklamo about formal wedding dinners or maraming chika about formal wedding dinners. So, pwede din namang hindi reklamo, no? Pwede din namang maraming appreciation about formal wedding dinners. Maraming chismis about formal wedding dinners. I'm serving barbecue at mine. At mine po, that means at my house. Okay? At my house or at my dinner. I'm serving barbecue. Meaning, hindi siya magsiserve na through formal wedding, but sa wedding niya, at mine here again, that's hindi pala dinner yung at mine. No? This means at her or at his wedding, that's going to just be served using barbecue. Okay? So, hindi po magiging formal yung dinner niya sa kanyang wedding, but that's only going to be barbecue. No? Barbecue party lamang yung kanyang magiging dinner, which is very practical sa mga panahon ngayon. No? Meron na tayong nakikita mga gumagawa nito, mga isaw, yung barbecue isaw, yung kanilang handa sa kanilang wedding. Okay, so despite all the fuss about formal wedding dinners, I'm serving barbecue at mine. Again, at mine there pertains to the wedding that he or she is going to have. So letter C po, wala po siyang mali. Huwag niyo pong hahanapan ng mali, ang tama, no? Huwag niyo pong hahanapan ng mali, yung wala namang ginagawang mali, wala namang ginagawang masama. So here, the answer would be letter D. Bakit letter D? Across the bay, fleets of old fishing boats was seen is the wrong part. Okay, so was seen ang mali. Fleets here would be, of course, your subject, fleets, and of old fishing boats. And mali siya dahil fleets, of course, is in plural form. So that should be were seen instead of was seen. Okay, so kaya po mali yung ating letter D. Letter D po ang may mali, hindi po letter C. Okay, so pag tama po, Pag tama po ang inyong sagot, again, please don't forget to like this video, start a watch party, of course, tag your friend, and share this video. Mag-share na po ng ating video. Maraming salamat si ating Presidente Loreto Agbayani Balicaw Jr. for sending us his super sticker. Okay, maraming salamat po. Okay, number 2, which pronoun would correctly fill in the blank in the following sentence? I have talked to your teachers and your bosses, and blank think that you've been doing a great job. Is it letter A, he, letter B, there, letter C, she, or letter D, they? Ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 2? Again, maraming salamat po for all our star senders. We have our stars goal of 5,000 stars. So please do send us your stars. We are going to use this for our papremyo. Meron po tayong papremyo tonight, no? Submission of entries will still be until Sunday. So again, please do check that after this live stream. Meron pong nakapost dyan sa ating Facebook page. Okay, number 2. Number 2, karamihang sagot dito, letter D. Letter D. So kanina, letter D ang tamang sagot. So ngayon, nag-letter D na karamihan sa inyo. Tama kaya ang letter D? Maraming naligwak kanina. Maraming nadali sa letter C, no? Letter D. Wala akong nakikitang ibang sagot kundi letter D. And of course, letter D here is the correct choice. Okay? You are talking about your teachers. I have talked to your teachers and your bosses. These are plural. Okay, so ito po ay plural, of course, because you have many people, and the correct pronoun here should be the term they. Okay, and they think that you've been doing a great job. Of course, he and she, these are both singular. Okay, these are singular pronouns. He, of course, is used for a male person or a male. And of course, she is used for female. It naman po, kapag ka-object or animal, for example, it can be it. And there here, although this is also plural in form, this is used whenever you are talking about possessions. Okay, so possessions. Pag mamay-ari, ito po yung ating paggagamitan ng there. Okay, so here, they is the correct answer. Ayon, President Loreto. Again, maraming salamat po. This time, he has sent us some stars on Facebook. Thank you so much, President. Maraming salamat for supporting Gurong Pinoy. All right, now we go to number 3. Which pronouns are found in the following sentence? I kept telling her that we would go back for Elmo, but I knew we had left him behind. Is it letter A, I, we, him? Letter B, I, her, we, him. Letter C, we, Elmo, her, with. Or letter D, I, we, knew, we, him. What's the answer for question number 3? Sir Dohan Daniel, wala pong react dyan na emoji sa YouTube. Nasa Facebook lang po yung emoji ninyo. Ayon, number 3, karamihang sagot, letter B. I can already see your answers, all of you are answering letter B. For number 3, again, please do send us your stars and send us your super chat, super stickers. We will use that sa ating papremyo. Maraming salamat po. Okay, letter B. May iilang letter A. Okay, letter B. Brother Efren Esteban, answer letter B. All right, now right here, for number 3, we are looking for your pronouns. Again, your pronouns are words that would take the place of your nouns. Okay, so some of these would be I, we, me, they. These are the different pronouns that we have. So we are going to look for the pronouns in our sentence here. I, of course, is one pronoun. So I kept telling her is another pronoun. Okay, that we is another pronoun. That we would go back for Elmo. For here is not a pronoun. This, of course, is part of your preposition. But I, that's another pronoun. Knew, we, okay, had left him behind. Okay, so these are your pronouns. Okay, so that means I, her, we, him. Therefore, your answer would be letter B. Okay, so letter B, that's the correct choice for question number 3. Ang daming nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay? Pag ikaw ay tama, i-share na yung ating video. Mag-like na ng ating video. Of course, tag your friends. Okay? So number 3, letter B is the correct choice. Number 4, this is reading comprehension. With our social, political, and economic life increasingly taking place online, legislators and activists have recently started to push for internet access to be declared a human right. In today's world, they argue, freedom of expression is meaningless without the power to communicate online. The passage implies that the legislators and activists, letter A, consider freedom of expression to be a human right. Letter B, feel cut off from social, political, and economic life. Letter C, do not want to communicate online. Or letter D, all of the answers are correct. What's your answer for question number 4? This is reading comprehension. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 4? Again, please do share this video. Start a watch party, tag your friends, like this video, napaka-importante. And of course, mas importante, please do send us your stars, your super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat for those of you who've already done so. Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for this item that we have here? Question number 4 na po tayo. This is still part of general education, part of English, reading comprehension. Ayun. Iba-iba na yung sagot. Okay, may A, may D. Okay, meron nang sumasagot ng A, meron ding sumasagot ng D. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Marian Tano Tadike, for sharing our video, for starting a watch party. Thank you so much po. Letter A. Karamihang sagot ninyo ay letter A. Ma'am Christine Joy Salvacion Liagas, thank you for starting a watch party. Sir Mike Rams Umps, maraming salamat po for sharing our video. All right, now going back to our question here, a lot of you are answering letter A, karamihang sagot. Okay, going back to the question that we have, with our social, political, and economic life increasingly taking place online, legislators and activists have recently started to push for internet access to be declared a human right. Yan yung sinabi ng ating legislators at ng ating mga aktivista. Dapat yung internet access to the internet should be considered a human right. That means it should be considered a fundamental right as of a person. No? So dapat kada isang tao or kada tao merong access sa internet. In today's world, they say or they argue, freedom of expression is meaningless without the power to communicate online. Napaka-importante para sa kanila yung power that you can communicate online. So po pwedeng through the different internet access that you have, po pwede naman through data, no? Through data lamang. So what does this passage imply? The legislators and activists, letter A, consider freedom of expression to be a human right. Letter B, feel cut off from social, political, economic life. Letter C, do not want to communicate online. Or letter D, all of the answers are correct. Now, it's very important whenever you are given your reading comprehension a question, no? Basahin po maigi yung inyong selection, yung inyong paragraph, no, yung inyong selection dyan na binibigay. Basahin po maigi, wag po kayong magdadagdag ng kung anong thought ninyo, no. Dapat po is plain lamang siya, kung ano lamang yung binigay ng inyong paragraph, ng inyong statement, yan lamang po ang inyong i-interpret, no? Huwag po kayong magbibigay ng inyong sariling thought. And another tip that I can give you, if there's going to be a very long paragraph, usually what we do is, hindi nyo po babasahin yung kabuuang paragraph. What you do is you go to the question, basahin po yung question, at i-scan lamang po yung paragraph. Because your reading comprehension questions are very time-consuming. Okay? So, we all know that the LET is time-bound, so dapat marunong kayo mag-budget ng inyong time. Okay? So, whenever you get your test booklet, unahin nyo po yung mga madadaling questions, no? So, iscan nyo po muna kung tama po ba, kung wala po bang lost na pages, kung sakto yung pages mo, from 1 to 150 or maybe from 1 to 200, no? Tama yung number of pages mo. Pag may kulang, sabihan po kaagad yung inyong proctor, no? Para mapalitan yung inyong yung inyong test booklet. Now also do not forget that your test booklets have the set. So meron po kayong set A and set B. I-shade nyo din po yan sa inyong answer key. So kailangan pong tingnan nyo kung anong set ba ako, set A ba to or set B, at i-shade nyo din po siya sa inyong questionnaire. Because iba po yung magiging questions nyo sa set A, iba din po yung magiging questions sa set B. That means whenever you are already in the room now taking your let, alternate po yung pagbibigay ng proctor. So set A, yung unang person, yung nasa likod niya ay set B. After that would be set A again, set B, set A, and so on. So napaka-importante that you know how to scan the pages that you have in your test booklet and you look at the set. At tama dapat yung set na na-shade mo. Dahil of course, what would check your answer sheet would be not a human person, hindi po human, but that's going to be a machine. So dapat sakto yung shinade mo na set, hindi po set A or set B. Maaring tama yung mga sagot mo, pero ibang set yung na-shade mo, at so iba din yung pagkaka-check sa inyong papel. Okay? So you have to have your presence of mind when you take the test. No? Malapit na po. So again, huwag kaligtaang mag-review. No? Patuloy lang po tayong mag-review. Balikan po lahat ng ating mga live stream videos, lahat po ng videos na meron tayo. May GenEd po tayo na playlist, may ProfEd po tayo na playlist, meron din po tayong science na playlist. And of course, pinaka-importante yung playlist natin for all the live streams that we have. Balikan niyo po yun lahat. Okay, now going back to the question that we have here, correct answer, of course, would be letter A. Consider freedom of expression to be a human right. Nakalagay na dyan, no? Sabi nila, they want to push for internet access to be declared a human right. Okay, and so this implies that they think, they consider freedom of expression to be a human right. Von Pansoy, meron pa nagko-comment sa YouTube ngayon, hindi niya yata alam na live tayo. Okay, so letter A is the correct answer for number 4. Number 5, if you roll a 6-sided die, what is the probability of rolling an odd number? Is it letter A, 3, letter B, 1/6, letter C, 1/3, or letter D, 1/2? Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Cartesiano Florinda, for sending us your stars. Thank you so much. Again, maraming salamat for all our star senders. And of course, for all our super chatters, pwede pa rin po kayo mag-send ng inyong stars, ng inyong super chat, super sticker through YouTube, and stars naman sa ating Facebook. Okay, what's your answer for number 5? Again, please do not forget to like this video, share this video. Of course, very important, start a watch party, tag your friends. And of course, follow our page whenever we post something on Facebook. No, you will be notified if you are following our page. And ganoon din po sa ating mga nasa Team YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed and that you have hit the bell notification. And of course, chosen the all for all the notifications so that ma-notify po kayo whenever we go live. What's your answer? Letter my D, my B, my C, my A. Samot-sari. Iba-iba ang inyong sagot for number 5. This, of course, is part of math. Okay, may letter C, may letter D, may A, may B. Okay, may question dito. Si Sir Vioto Lobaig, may question po. I belong to Team Gardner pero di pa po makakapag-take sa September. Mawawala na po ba ako sa group after September, ma'am? We have not decided yet. I will talk to Sir Migs about it. We will be forming a different group, no? So different na po yung magiging groups natin for the following let. But we will keep you posted. Magpo-post po kami kung ano po yung magiging sistema, sir. Thank you for your question. Okay, so again, samot-sari na po yung ating sagot dito. May A, B, C, at D. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Okay, so again, going back to number 5, if you roll a 6-sided die, that means if you have a 6-sided die, meron kang 6 possibilities, no? 6 different possibilities. What is the probability of rolling an odd number? Okay, so again, you have a 6-sided die, so that means you have a total of 6 different possibilities, and that's going to be the denominator of your fraction. Okay, so what is the probability of rolling an odd number? Now, if you are going to roll or to toss your six-sided die, the possibilities, of course, okay, binigay muna niya yung tamang sagot pala. The correct answer is letter D, that's 1/2. So this here is our explanation. So again, if you are rolling your six-sided die, you are going to have 6 different possibilities. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ito naman yung mga numbers, of course, sa inyong six-sided die. Now, we are looking for your odd numbers, okay? Now, you all know the meaning of your term odd number. Ito yung mga hindi even, no? When you say even, patas, they are visible or divisible by 2. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. These are your even numbers. Ang odd numbers mo naman, of course, meron kang, hindi siya pares, no? Meron kang remainder of 1 if you divide it by 2, except, of course, for number 1, no? So number 1 is also an odd number, so that's an odd number. 3 is an odd number, and of course, 5 is also an odd number. So that means that would be 3 out of 6 total number of possibilities, no? So 3 probability and over your 6 total number of possibilities, 3, 6, or the simplest term for this would be 1/2. Okay, so 1/2, kaya letter D po ang ating tamang sagot. Letter D. Si Ma'am Ana Victoria Cervantes Bulao nag-change pa ng answer. Letter C po pala, sabi ni Ma'am Ana. So again, that's 3, 6, 1, 2, 3. 3 possibilities out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 3 probability niya is 3 out of 6 possible numbers that you can get. Okay, so 3 out of 6. When you divide this by their GCF, which of course is 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3, of course, that would give you 2, and so 1/2 is the correct choice. Okay, so 1/2 po ang ating tamang sagot for number 5. Number 6. Joe is trying to figure out how many feet he walks when he goes around the outside of the football field. The field is rectangular and it is 80 feet long by 60 feet wide. What is the perimeter? Is it letter A, 280 square feet? Letter B, 140 feet? Letter C, 280 feet? Or letter D, 4,800 feet? What's the answer? What's the answer for number 6? Aba, may pahula pa. Pahula ko pa si Ma'am Tin. Again, huwag niyo pong kakaligtaang tingnan yung ating contest. Okay, meron po tayong pa-contest dyan ngayon sa ating Facebook page. Balikan niyo po siya later after this live stream. And of course, in your spare time, balikan po lahat ng ating videos. Okay, huwag lamang pong mag-depend sa ating live stream. Balik-balikan po lahat ng ating videos para po, of course, you can prepare for your upcoming LET. Especially if wala pa palang schedule, no? Wala pang names, wala pang roster, no? Kung sinong kukuha ng LET in September. Okay, so of course, we don't know if you'll be taking your LET this September or not. So it's better that you are prepared. Okay, my C, my D. Meron din namang A. Baka na-late si Ma'am Maria Lucy Scarlett, one of our supporters. What do you think is the correct answer for number 6? Karamihang sagot nyo ay letter C. Okay, letter C. Karamihang sagot dito, letter C. And the correct answer here would be letter C. Tama po yung letter C. Okay, so you have Joe. And Joe is always walking outside of the football field. Now, the length of your football field is 80 feet. Okay, so 80 feet yung haba ng football field and 60 feet naman yung kanyang width. Now, what is the perimeter? Again, perimeter is just the sum of all sides. Hindi po siya squared, no? Hindi po natin minumultiply. That's for your area. Area po yung nasa square feet. Your perimeter is just the sum of all sides. And of course, we can compute that by using the formula 2 times the quantity L plus W. Okay, so L plus W, of course, that would be your length plus the width. Okay, so your perimeter, therefore, is going to be 2 multiplied by the quantity 80 feet, that's your length, plus 60 feet. Okay, so 80 plus 60, of course, that would give you 140. So that's perimeter equals 2 multiplied by the quantity 140 feet, and 140 multiplied by 2, of course, that would give you the answer of 280 feet. And so letter C is the correct choice. Okay, so letter C po ang ating tamang sagot. If you were asked for the area, of course, the area would be 80 times 60. Okay, so 80 times 60 po yung ating maging area. That's going to be letter D, no? So letter D, 4,800, pero dapat squared feet siya. Okay, so square feet siya. But in this case right here, we're only asked for the perimeter. Again, perimeter is just the sum of all sides. Sum of all sides lamang po siya. Okay, it's just the sum of all sides. And so for number 6, your answer be letter C. Okay, we go to number 7. Number 7 na po tayo. Number 7 is Filipino. Kami ay maghahanda ng Noche Buena. Kami ay maghahanda ng patlang at queso de bola para sa Noche Buena. Is it letter A, homan? Letter B, hamon? Letter C, hamon? Or letter D, homan? What's the answer for number 7? Ano kaya yung tamang sagot for question number 7? This is Filipino. Again, Filipino na po tayo. That's question number 7. What do you think is the correct choice for number 7? Number 7, what's the correct answer? Question number 7. Okay, question number 7. What do you think is the correct answer? Number 7 na po tayo. Kami ay maghahanda ng patlang at queso de bola para sa Noche Buena. Is it letter A, homan? Letter B, hamon? Letter C, hamon? Or letter D, homan? Dapat pala hindi ko binasa, no? Para kayo yung mag-choose ng answer according to the stress that we have. Okay, so it's very obvious. You already know what the correct answer is. I'm trying to charge my cell phone, so pasensya na po. Hindi yata siya nag-charge, no? Okay, what do you think is the correct choice for question number 7? Again, homan, hamon, at letter D is homan. Okay, it's super obvious. Alam niyo na kung ano yung ating tamang sagot. Of course, that would be letter C, hamon. Okay, hamon. Okay, letter A po dito ay homan. Your stress is here, homan. Letter B is hamon. Okay, yung inyong stress ay nasa unang syllable, no? Sa unang syllable. Letter C naman is hamon. And letter D is homan. And so, of course, the correct answer here would be letter C for number 7. Letter C po ang tamang sagot for number 7. We go to number 8. Anong tayutay ang tinutukoy dito? Durog ang katawang bumagsak sa semento. Si Miguel. Letter A, pagtutulad. Letter B, pagbibigay katauhan. Letter C, pagmamalabis. Or letter D, pagwawangis. What's the correct choice for question number 8? Number 8, what do you think is the correct answer for number 8? Anong tayutay ang tinutukoy ng ating pangungusap na durog ang katawang bumagsak sa semento si Miguel? Is it letter A, pagtutulad? Letter B, pagbibigay katauhan? Letter C, pagmamalabis? Or letter D, pagwawangis? Send us your answer through your chat. Okay, lagay po yung inyong sagot dyan sa chat box. Again, please do send us your stars, super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat po. We are all going to use this for our prizes. Okay, karamihang sagot, of course, is letter C. And letter C here is the correct answer. No? Pagmamalabis, yan po yung tamang sagot. Okay, pagmamalabis, this is exaggeration. Okay, exaggeration ito sa ating hyperbole or exaggeration sa English, no? Durog ang katawang bumagsak sa semento si Miguel. So that would be pagmamalabis. Pagtutulad, of course, that's simile. Simile po ito, no? If you are trying to compare two objects, two persons, two events, and you are using the words as or like, that would be pagtutulad or katulad, kagaya. Pag merong ganung words, no, in Filipino, then that would be pagtutulad. Pagwawangis is metaphor. Okay, so para siyang simile pero walang direktang gamit ng as and like. Of course, pag bibigay katauhan, this is personification. That's personification. In this case right here, we cannot apply personification because, of course, Miguel is already a person. Okay, personification is only done for a thing, an object which is, of course, not human or an inanimate. No, hindi siya person. And so here, the correct answer, of course, is letter C. Letter C po ang ating tamang sagot. Now we go to number 9, both gases and liquids. Letter A have definite volumes. Letter B have indefinite shapes. Letter C have the same density. Or letter D cannot be compressed. What's the answer for number 9? We are looking for the common characteristic of gases and liquids. Both of your fluids, your gases and liquids, letter A, have definite volumes. Letter B have indefinite shapes. Or letter C have the same density. Or is it letter D, cannot be compressed? What's the answer for question number 9? Saglit lamang po. C have the same density, or is it letter? Yung aking cellphone ay hindi nag-charge. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 9? Number 9 na po tayo, ladies and gentlemen. Mga kaguro, what do you think is the correct answer for number 9? Number 9. Again, please do support our stars goal tonight of 5,000 stars. Please do send us your stars. Konting-konti pa lamang po yung ating stars, no, na nalilikom para sa ating mga pa-contest. So please do send us your stars. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question number 9? Sabi ng number 9 mo, both gases and liquids. We are looking for the common characteristic between your gases and liquids. What do you think is the correct answer for question 9? Okay, karaming sagot nyo ay letter B, may D din naman. Meron din namang letter C. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 9? Number 9 na po tayo. Letter B, may letter C, may letter D. No, hindi kayo nagkasundo sa number 9. Okay, now number 9 here. Both gases and liquids, letter B is the correct choice, have indefinite shapes. They both do not have definite shapes. Now, balikan muna natin itong mga terms dito. No? Baka mali ang inyong sagot dahil mali yung pagkakaintindi nyo ng definite at indefinite. Now, when you say definite, that means may saktong volume. No? So, definite, defined yung kanyang volume, may limit. That means hindi siya infinite, no? So, definite siya. Now, indefinite mo, meaning wala siyang shape. Wala siyang fixed shape. Hindi fixed yung kanyang shape. That's the meaning of the term indefinite. Okay? So, yung tamang sagot natin dito, yung gases and liquids mo, both do not have defined shapes. That means they both have indefinite shapes. Hindi fixed yung shape ng inyong gases, and of course, ng inyong liquids. Have the same density. You all know what the term density is. Density is, of course, taken by dividing mass by the volume. So mass divided by volume, that would be your density. They cannot be compressed. That is not the correct answer. Hindi po ito yung ating correct answer. We all know that your gases can be compressed. And so right here, if you are looking at your 3 different states of matter, your solid, liquid, and gas, the very first difference that you can see is in the arrangement of their molecules. Okay, the arrangement of their molecules. Yung solid mo, it has a rigid shape. That means fixed po yung kanyang shape, no? Rigid arrangement of molecules. Liquid, hindi rigid yung arrangement ng kanyang molecules. So that means the molecules are freely moving. Yung gas mo, it's also not rigid. There's more air spaces between your gas molecules and the molecules in your liquid. Okay, pero pareho silang hindi rigid. Now, according to their shape, your solid, of course, has a fixed shape. Your liquid and your gas both do not have fixed shape. Kaya ito yung ating sagot kanina, no, letter B, they both have indefinite shapes. Now, sa next characteristic nila, fixed volume yung solid mo. Hindi nagpapalit yung volume niya. Again, volume is the amount of space that an object would occupy. So yung solid and your liquid mo would both have fixed volume. So yung liquid mo dito, kahit na wala siyang fixed shape, for example, if I have this water here, no, and kunwari puno itong aking water, I have 500 ml of water. That's my volume. It's going to be fixed, no? Fixed yung volume, pero yung shape niya is indefinite. Hindi fixed yung shape niya. Pag nilipat mo siya sa ibang container, maiiba yung shape ng inyong liquid. It is going to take the shape of its container. So the shape is not fixed, but of course the volume is not fixed. The volume is fixed. Okay, so the volume is fixed, but the shape is not. Now, for your gas here, hindi siya rigid, wala din siyang fixed shape, and of course, hindi din fixed yung kanyang volume. Because of course, the molecules in your gas can freely move. There's lots of air spaces between them, and so their volume is not fixed. Okay, hindi fixed yung kanyang volume. Now, your solids and your liquids cannot be squashed, but your gas here can be squashed. That means your gas content, your gas molecules mo can be compressed. Pwede silang i-compress. Okay, so your answer there would be they both have indefinite shapes. That's your liquid and your gas. Now, there is a common question in the LET. May common question po tayo sa LET. Yung question na, what happens to the molecules as you apply more as you apply more heat to your molecules? What happens to them? At meron kang choices na they double, they multiply by 2. For example, there's going to be less air spaces between them. The correct answer there would be there's going to be more air spaces between them. Okay, so as you apply more heat, yung tinatawag nating kinetic molecular theory or KMT in chemistry, as you apply more heat, your molecules here are also going to have more energy. Now, when they get more energy, they become more excited. And so what happens is that they tend to move more. At dahil nga grabe na yung movement nila, no? Parang kayo, pag pumunta kayo ng party, for example, at syempre, nagkainuman na, marami kang kinain, or marami kang kinain tsokolate, marami kang sugar sa katawan, for example, no? Marami kang sweets na kinain, or uminom na. So medyo naging wild ka na, marami kang energy, very energetic ka. And so what happens is that these molecules here would tend to move faster, okay? They tend to move faster, and because of that, they bump at each other at random movements. And so as you apply more heat, your molecules are going to have more energy, they're going to move more, okay, move faster, move more. They're going to hit each other at random movement, and so there's going to be lots of air spaces between them. So that would be the correct answer. There would be there's going to be more air spaces between the molecules. Hindi po sila nagmo-multiply. They don't become double in number, no, but they get more energy, and so they tend to move more. And there's going to be lots of air spaces between your molecules. Okay, so that will be your answer for that common question in the LET. But for your question here, of course, letter B po ang ating tamang sagot, letter B. They have indefinite shapes. Now we go to number 10. What is an agrarian society? This is already part of social science. This is the last for our GenEd item today. Okay, number 10, what is an agrarian society? Is it letter A, a society with digital technology? Letter B, a society where industry is everywhere and is a major part of life? Letter C, a society where cultivating the land is a primary source of wealth, where the focus is on agriculture and farming? Or letter D, a society where everyone is seen as equals? What's the correct answer for question number 10? Okay, nangunguna si Ma'am Baby Zara. Letter C ang kanyang sagot. Letter C. Letter C, karamihang sagot. Again, we are looking for the definition of your agrarian society. Agrarian. Again, please do send us your stars and your super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat po. Okay, number 10, karamihang sagot is letter C. Letter C, of course, letter C here is the correct choice. Okay, whenever you say agrarian, no, agrarian, of course, that pertains to land farms. Okay, so land farms are farmlands. That's letter C. A society where cultivating the land is the primary source of wealth, where the focus is on agriculture and farming. So letter C here is the correct choice for number 10. Not letter A. Letter A is talking about digital technology. Letter B is talking about industries. Of course, letter D here is talking about an equality, equality in our society. That's letter C here for number 10. So letter C po ang tamang sagot for number 10 natin. We proceed to question number 11. This is already part of your Prof Ed. How should you create a closed passage? Closed passage, what's the answer? Letter A, by copying a passage directly from the source without altering it. Letter B, by deleting specific words or words in a pattern from a readable passage. Letter C, by summarizing an easily read passage. Or letter D, by reading a passage to students and asking them to retell it. Okay, what's the answer? Maraming salamat, Ma'am Cherry Casido, for sending us your stars. Thank you po. Again, thank you to all our star senders. And of course, to all our super chatters, maraming salamat po. Okay, number 11. What's your answer for number 11? We're looking for your closed passage. How do you do your closed passage? Gaano kayo ka-close? Okay, so again, we are looking for the definition, or what do you do whenever you make your closed passage? This is a common question in the LET, no? Maraming ibang versions yung question na to. So please make sure that you already know the answer to this question. Pag hindi pa, okay lang, no? So ngayon, malalaman nyo na kung anong ibig sabihin ng closed passage. Sometimes we call this the closed test. Closed test. Okay. Aha! Mukhang maraming ligwak sa question na to. I can see many of you are answering letter C. May ilang letter D. May ilang letter B. Okay. Sabi ni Sir Viodo Ladaig dito, close. As in, dinilit ka na niya sa buhay niya. Okay, now the correct answer here is letter B. Tama po yung letter B. Letter B, by deleting specific words or words in a pattern from a readable passage. Ginagawa nyo to, no? Ginawa nyo to when you were practice teaching. Hindi ko alam kung nagkaroon kayo ng closed test or nagbigay kayo ng closed test sa inyong mga estudyante. So this right here is an example of your closed test. So meron kang mga dinidelete na parts ng inyong passage or parts ng inyong paragraph. So tama yan daw si Ma'am Valerie Imperial, fill in the blank. Okay? So that's one version, no? Isa pang katawagan sa inyong closed test would be fill in the blank. So fill in the blank siya. So this right here, again, is an example of your closed test. So your student is going to fill in the blanks. Okay? So yan po yung ating tamang sagot. Letter B, by deleting specific words or words in a pattern from a readable passage. Okay? So kung hindi nyo alam kanina, okay lang, at least ngayon alam nyo na, no? Bago nag-let, alam nyo na yung tamang sagot at alam nyo na yung kahulugan ng inyong closed test. Now we go to number 12. Which of the following learning activities is an example of experiential learning? Is it letter A, lecture, letter B, field trip, letter C, concept map, or letter D, research project? What's the answer? Okay, ano kaya yung tamang sagot for number 12? Ayun, sabi ni Sir Aladdin dito, sa preamble, ginawa sa amin yon. We, the sovereign Filipino people. Okay, so may mga dinilit na words, no, sa inyong passage. Okay, number 12, what's the answer? Which of the following learning activities is an example of experiential learning? Okay, experiential learning. Of course, we all know the meaning of the term experiential learning. That's your true-to-life experience. No, meron ko talagang na-experience, hindi nyo lamang ginawa through your paper and pen, hindi nyo lamang ginawa inside your classroom, but something that you experience. Okay? Iba na yung may experience, no? Yung iba pag meron kang experience. So which right here is an example of your experiential learning. Dahil sabi nga nila, sa experiences tayo mas natututo. Okay? Sa experiences tayo mas natututo. So iba na yung meron kang experience. Okay, so is it letter A, lecture? Letter B, field trip? Letter C, concept map? Or letter D, research project? Sa lahat ng mga may experience dyan, taas kamay. Ano yung inyong sagot for number 12? Which right here is an example of your experiential learning? Letter A ba, lecture? Letter B, field trip? Or letter C, concept map? Or is it letter D, research project? Okay? Correct answer here, of course, would be letter B, field trip. Iba yung experience ng field trip, no? Yung iba nga yung field trip nasa mall. Okay? Hindi ko alam kung na-experience niyo yan. When you were in high school, yung field trip nyo ay nasa mall. Or pag pumunta kayo sa isang zoo, for example, bago mag-uwian, pupunta muna sa mall. Parte siya ng inyong field trip, no? Stop siya ng isang field trip. Lalo na kung medyo malayo kayo sa city, at merong of course SM City na nasa city na pupuntahan nyo, magsa-stop over muna, no? May stop over muna sa mga malls. Trip lang pag may time, sabi ni Sir Mark Toledo. Okay, so letter B, that's field trip, and that is the correct answer for number 12. Now we go to number 13. Okay, maraming salamat, Ma'am Christine Ango, for sending us your stars. Thank you so much po. Number 13, according to Piaget, children in the pre-operational stage have difficulty taking the perspective of another person. They are demonstrating letter A, assimilation, letter B, egocentrism, letter C, conservation, letter D, accommodation. What's your answer for number 13? 13 na po tayo. Please don't forget to like this video, of course. Start a watch party, tag your friends, share this video, napaka-importante. Please do share this video, and of course, if you can, send us your stars and super chat, super stickers. Maraming salamat po. Don't forget to check our papremyo tonight, no? Yung ating contest. Meron po tayong contest na nakapost sa ating Facebook page. Sir Mark Toledo, meron siyang question. Ma'am, nga hindi ko ka-send some stars out. All you need to do is you go to our Facebook page. So, pupunta ka po ng Facebook page, Sir Mark. And of course, manonood ka ng live stream. Pwede din naman kahit hindi live stream, pwede pa rin po kayo mag-send ng inyong stars. Pag parte kayo ng team replay, or whenever we post something, no, on our Facebook, at video siya, pwede pa rin po kayo mag-send ng inyong stars. So pupunta po kayo sa ating Facebook page, manonood ng video. May option po dyan to send stars. So i-click nyo lamang po. Malapit po siya sa chat. Okay? And malilink po siya sa inyong GCash, or maaaring sa inyong PayPal, or maaaring sa inyong credit card. Okay? So we are already at number 13. According to Piaget, children in the pre-operational stage have difficulty taking the perspective of another person. They are demonstrating, ang dami sa inyong sumagot ng letter B, and that is the correct choice. Okay, so that's egocentrism. The rest of this we are going to talk about in our different slides. Okay, before that, maraming salamat, Sir Arden. Sir Arden, nasaan na si Sir Arden? Si Sir Malvin ito. Sir Arden Aleste for sending us your stars. Thank you so much po. Okay, so again, number 13, egocentrism po yung ating tamang sagot. This right here is egocentrism. This was the test that was done by Piaget, no? So si Piaget, merong isang bata that he asked to sit opposite of a doll. So may doll, no? Yung clown-looking doll dito. And sa side ng doll, the doll can see from this side right here, the doll can actually view 3 mountains. Okay, so 3 mountains yung makikita mo pag dito ka nakaupo. But sa side ng bata, iisa lamang yung bundok na makikita mo kasi natatabunan niya yung two other mountains here. And Piaget here has asked the child to draw what the doll can see. So sabi niya, i-drawing mo nga kung ano yung nakikita ng doll. And the child, of course, has only drawn one mountain. Okay, so isang mountain lamang, isang bukid lamang yung dinrawing ng bata because, of course, he is in his pre-operational stage and he's thinking that whatever it is that he can see, the rest of the people around him can also see the same thing. Okay, so medyo selfish bata dito, no? Egocentric. Okay, so egocentric or self-centered. So that's your egocentrism. Now, this right here is showing you the difference between assimilation and accommodation. Now, remember, whenever you have a schema, when you say schema, no, as part of the study of Piaget, pag sinabi mong schema, this is your common perception about things. Okay, so common perception mo about things. So, for example, when you say Adonis, yung perception mo, yung schema mo ng Adonis, would be someone who's tall, dark, and handsome. Okay, so chiseled, muscled, no, may jawline. That's your Adonis. For you, it's Adonis. Okay, for example, Sian Lim. Okay, so that's your Adonis. Yan yung schema mo ng Adonis. Yan yung idea mo ng Adonis. So that's your schema. Now, along with your schema, you have two other terms, and that will be your assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation here, you see the two S's here. And that means, this means right here, yung tip natin, yung hint natin, you see your two S's. This means the same schema, the same schema. If the child still cannot change his or her idea about something, then that means the child is still in the assimilation stage, okay? He or she still has the same schema. Now, your accommodation, you see the letter C's here, and this means change in schema. Okay, so meron ng change in schema. Tama po yan, Ma'am Liza Toledo. Okay, so change in schema. So for example here, the child's schema of a four-legged animal, kada meron siyang makitang four-legged animal, that for him is a dog. Okay, so that for him is a dog. That's his schema of a dog. A four-legged animal, that's a dog. Now, he sees a cat. Meron siya nakitang kuting, no? And if he calls the cat still, pag sinabi niyang that's a cute fluffy dog, that means the child still has the same schema. So you can say that the child is still at his assimilation stage. Now, if the child has already started the cat a cat and not a dog, then we know that the child is already in his accommodation stage. Accommodation stage na po yan. Okay, so again, that's schema. Assimilation is having the same schema, and accommodation is having a change in your schema. Okay, maraming salamat, Ma'am Maria Lucy Scarlett, for sending us your stars. Thank you so much po. Okay, and she's also one of our supporters. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Maria Lucy Scarlett. Now, this right here is your conservation and centration. No? Pag sinabi mo namang centration and conservation, mag-opposite din sila. Okay, so opposite din sila. When you say centration, the child is just focused on one aspect of your object, okay? Ang opposite nga is conservation. The child already knows that even if iba-ibahin mo pa, no, yung decentration mo or conservation, sometimes we call it, iba-ibahin mo pa yung shape ng isang bagay, and yung volume niya, in this case here for your water, the volume stays the same. Even if you place it in a narrower, taller glass, the volume stays the same, and that's conservation. Okay, so here you have a child and you have two glasses of water. Okay, two glasses of water, they both have the same volumes of water, and you put one of the glasses of one of the contents in a taller, narrower glass. Now, if the child says, you ask the child, which glass has more water inside? If the child says this is, the choice of the child is the taller, narrower glass, then we know that the child is still having centration. Okay, nasa centration stage pa lang yung child, no? Centered siya, nakafocus lamang siya sa isang characteristic ng inyong bagay. In this case right here, he thinks that this has more water because it's taller and narrower. But if the child says they both have the same amounts of water, then that means nalampasan na niya yung centration stage, nasa decentration stage na siya, and so meron na siyang kakayahan for conservation. Okay? Ito din yung pag i-check nyo. For example, pag meron kayo maliliit na bata, no, i-check nyo today or maybe tomorrow, pag tulog na sila. i-check nyo later, bibigyan mo siya ng 10 pisong buo na barya, no? Yung coin na 10 peso na buo siya. At bibigyan mo siya ng, for example, 5 piso, pero tigpi-piso. Okay? Tingnan mo kung saan yung pipiliin ng bata. Okay? So pag pinili niya yung 5 tigpi-piso, that means yung anak mo, yung pamangkin mo ay nasa centration stage pa lamang, no? Because he or she still do not or does not know the value, pipiliin niya yung dami. Okay? Pag mas marami, feeling niya, that's the better choice. Pero pag pinili na niya yung 10 pesos, that means alam na niya, no, na yung 10 pesos mo would be higher in value than your 5 pesos. Hindi na siya nababase doon sa isang aspeto lamang ng inyong bagay. That means nag-decentration na siya, and so that child already has a capacity for conservation. Okay? But of course, for our answer, that would be, yung choice nyo dito would be letter B, egocentrism. Okay, so egocentrism po yung tamang sagot dito. We continue with your question number 14. 14 na po tayo. Carlos needs to develop a website for his computer technology class. What level of Bloom's taxonomy is demonstrated by this assignment? Is it letter A, creating or synthesis? Letter B, analyzing or analysis? Letter C, understanding, comprehension? Letter D, remembering, knowledge? Maraming salamat ulit kay President Loreto for sending another batch of stars. Thank you so much po, Press, for supporting Gurong Pinoy. Nag-send na rin siya ng stars kanina. And of course, ang kanyang super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question number 14? 14 na po tayo, ladies and gentlemen. Number 14. May question dito. Sir Jeffrey Mora, may question dito, Sir Jeffrey Mora. Ma'am Mek, how can we help our child regarding that? Sa number 13 yata, no, yung centration and conservation. Wala po kayong gagawin, Sir Jeffrey. That's all part of his or her development. So hayaan nyo lang po siya. Hayaan nyo lang po siya. That's natural. Normal lang po yan, no, sa development ng anak nyo. Normal lang po yan. Kahit po tayo ay dumaan din sa pagkakaroon ng centration. So hayaan nyo lang po siya. That means nandyan pa siya. Nandyan developmental stage pa lamang siya. Huwag nyo po siyang ipipressure, no? Huwag nyo pong sabihin na, wag ito, ba't mo pinipili itong 5 pisong tigpipiso? Ito yung piliin mo. Huwag po, hayaan nyo lang siya. No? That's part of his or her development. Okay, so okay lang po yan, Sir Jeffrey Mora. That does not mean na mahina yung bata. Hindi po. Okay, so that means hindi pa niya nare-reach lang yung conservation, yung decentration. Nandiyan pa siya sa centration na stage, pero okay lang po yan. Okay? That means nagde-develop pa yung anak nyo. Hindi po siya masama. Okay? Hindi po siya masama. That only pertains to the child's maturity, no? Yung developmental maturity, hindi yung maturity na kung mature siya or immature, ha? Yung developmental maturity, yung developmental stage lang po ng bata. Hayaan nyo lang po siya. Hayaan nyo po maging bata yung isang bata. Okay, number 14, what do you think is the correct answer for number 14? Carlos needs to develop a website for his computer technology class. What level of Bloom's taxonomy is demonstrated by this assignment? Is this letter A, creating or synthesis? Letter B, analyzing or analysis? Letter C, understanding, that's part of comprehension? Or letter D, remembering or knowledge? What's the answer? Maraming salamat din kay Ma'am Marites Opis Villarreal for sending us stars on Facebook. Thank you so much po. Okay. Letter A yung sagot. Letter A, karamihang sagot. Letter A, karamihang sagot dito. And of course, letter A, that is the correct choice here. Okay, sabi dito, Carlos needs to develop a website for his computer technology class. And so this right here would be creating that synthesis. Okay, hindi po siya analysis, understanding, or remembering. Now we go back to Bloom's taxonomy. Remember, we already have 2 versions of this. It was Bloom's taxonomy, and later on, it was revised by one of the students of Bloom, no? Si Anderson, ni-revise na niya yung Bloom's taxonomy. Now, what are some differences? Remember, in your old version of Bloom's taxonomy, there are 6 different stages. The first 3 stages are part of your lots, your lower order thinking skills. The last 3 stages are part of your HOTS, or your higher order thinking skills. Sa inyong new Bloom's taxonomy, yung etong version ni Anderson, ganun pa rin naman. Meron pa rin siyang 6 stages. Yung first 3 mo would still be part of your LOTS, your lower order thinking skills. The last 3 would still be part of your HOTS, your higher order thinking skills. Yung mga pagkakaiba lamang would be in your old version of Bloom's taxonomy, yung ginamit niya would be nouns. Okay, so nouns po yung ginamit niya. Knowledge, comprehension, application. Okay, so ito yung mga ginamit niyang terms, no, yung ginamit niyang nouns. Pero sa new Bloom's taxonomy nyo, sa new version na ginawa nga ni Anderson, ginamit naman niya would be verb. So remembering instead of knowledge, then you have understanding instead of comprehension, applying instead of application. Another very important change here in the revised Bloom's taxonomy is that instead of evaluation na highest, no, sa old version ng Bloom's taxonomy, the highest now would be creating, which is actually the version, sa version na to, ito yung pinaka-synthesis, creating, making something new. Okay, something new, using info to create something new. This right here would be the highest level according to the revised Bloom's taxonomy, okay? So again, in this question, gagawa siya, di-develop siya ng website, he is creating something new, and so that is part of creating, or in the older version of Bloom's taxonomy, that is synthesis. So again, the differences between the old version and the new version of Bloom's taxonomy, in the old version, they used nouns, okay? Nouns in the different levels that they have, the different stages. In your new version, there's already the use of verbs. Now, another very important difference is that in the old version, evaluation is the highest level, but in your new Bloom's taxonomy, creating is the highest level. Okay, so highest na po dito yung creating. All right, we proceed to number 15. Which of the following best describes the theory of constructivism? Which one right here is showing us the theory of constructivism? Is it letter A, people construct knowledge when they are not influenced by anyone else? Letter B, people construct knowledge through their experiences and interactions with the world. Letter C, people construct knowledge by using their reason rather than their senses. Or letter D, none of the answers are correct. What's your answer for question number 15? 15 na po tayo. What do you think is the correct answer for number 15? Ma'am Casey. Balikan ko si Ma'am Casey. Ma'am Casey Camille Tardillo. Maraming salamat po for tagging all your friends. Sir Adolfo Pimentel Mari, may question siya. Good eve po, Ma'am Mek. May quiz po ba kanina? Yes, meron po. Again, make sure that you are following our page, and of course, make sure that you know the schedule. Nakapost po yung ating schedule. Maraming salamat, Ma'am LV Alasan, for giving us your stars. Thank you po. Okay, now what do you think is the correct answer for question 15? Which of the following best describes the theory of constructivism? Ano yung inyong sagot for number 15? What is constructivism? Remember, when you say constructivism, the child, or let the child construct or make his own meaning of the word, okay? Do not give the child the definition of the word, okay? Make the child, or give the child a chance to make his or her own definition of the word by giving him the different experiences. In our case, in the classroom, the different classroom activities that you have. And so here, the correct answer would be letter B. Letter B po ang ating tamang sagot. People construct knowledge through their experiences and interactions with the world. Yan yung pagko-construct mo ng meaning, pagko-construct mo ng knowledge is through the different experiences that you have and the different interactions that you have had with the different people that you have encountered. So for example, ngayon, no, ay man-hater ka, marahil ito ay dahil sa mga naging experience mo dati. O meron kang experience na niloko ka, meron kang experience na tinutime ka, meron kang experience na iniwan ka. And so for you, men should not be trusted. Okay, so that's how you construct your knowledge. That's how you construct the meaning, no, of the different relationships that you've had with men, because it's the type of experiences that you've had. Okay, so you construct knowledge through the different experiences and different interactions that you've had with the world. Okay, so hayaan po natin silang mag-experience. So again, mas mabuti yung merong experience, no? Hayaan nating ma-experience ng anak natin masaktan, matumba, masugatan, no? Dahil dyan po sila natututo. Okay, so letter B here is the correct choice for number 15. Okay, number 16, in order to help students remember better, a teacher should link blank information to blank information. Is it letter A, animal, mineral, letter B, concrete, abstract, letter C, old, new, or letter D, none are correct? Okay, what do you think is the correct answer? Maraming salamat, Sir Nino Vincent, for your stars. Thank you po, Sir Nino. Okay, again, please do send us your stars, start a watch party, tag your friends, share this video. Maraming salamat. And of course, napaka-importante din that you participate in our discussion. Dahil remember, sabi ng ating previous item, you learn from your experience. So sa mga may experience dyan, taas ang kamay, no? Mas mabuti ng may experience kesa walang experience. Okay, a few days ago, 2 days ago, si Baby Reno, yung anak ko, may 4-year-old, had an accident. So, naipit yung kamay niya sa cabinet. Siyempre, dumugo, nabulok yata yung kuko. And so, of course, now may sugat. But of course, I'm always trying to tell her that she has to experience a lot of things. I'm making her understand na marami pa siyang pagdadaanan. No? Sometimes, I told her, sometimes some people would hurt you. Sometimes it's intentional. Diba? No, you have to talk to your child at dapat alam nila yung katotohanan ng buhay. Hindi po pwedeng pampered yung child mo, hindi po pwedeng para sa child mo fairy tale yung mundo, no? At siya ay isang prinsesa, because that's not going to be realistic. Pag pumunta siya sa outside world, ay masasaktan lamang yung anak mo. Remember, hindi lahat ng tao ay trustworthy. Okay? So I told her that you are going to have a lot more of these experiences. You are still going to have a lot more of boo-boos. Okay, sometimes it's going to be done by you. It can be an accident that you've done it on yourself, no? So, po pwedeng ikaw yung makasakit ng sarili mo. Po pwede din naman na another person would do it to you, no? Sometimes it's unintentional kasi she was playing with her ate, kalaro niya dito, no? So, naipit kasi nag-hide and seek sila. Naipit siguro, kinlose yung cabinet, naipit yung kamay niya. And so, dumugo, nabulok yata yung kuko, no? So, I told her, sometimes it's unintentional. That means ate did not really mean to hurt you. But some other times, it's also going to be intentional. There's also going to be some people that are going to really hurt you intentionally. So you have to be wise. And of course, you have to be brave and strong. Okay? Because a lot of people, and also yourself, even yourself might, kahit yung self mo, po pwedeng saktan yung sarili mo, no? Unintentionally. Po pwedeng aksidente. So dapat alam nila, realistic yung anak mo. Okay, so she already knows whenever I tell her what does not kill you would make you, so sinasabi ni Baby Rain lagi is, would make you stronger. Okay, ganyan din dapat tayo. Kung hindi ka namatay ng kanyang iniwan, no, ng ikay kanyang iniwan, it's okay, that will make you a stronger person. Mas magiging buo ka, yung katauhan dahil sa lahat ng sakit, lahat ng pighati, lahat ng pait ng inyong pinagdaanan, no? So magiging buo ka as a person. Okay? So wag kang matakot, maka-experience ng pagkabigo, maka-experience ng sakit, no? Dahil diyan ka matututo. Okay? So mas okay na meron kang experience. Okay, so letter B, karamihang sagot dito letter B talaga. Meron din namang letter C. Ano kaya ang tama? Marami kaya maliligwak? Genocide kaya ang mangyayari? Okay, going back here, in order to help students remember better, a teacher should link blank information to blank information. Correct answer here would be letter C, old and new information. This is where your prior knowledge would come into play. Kaya dapat alam natin yung context ng ating mga estudyante. Dapat alam natin kung ano na ba yung alam ng ating estudyante. Baka merong prerequisite skill na kailangan nila para maging successful sa skill na to na kailangan mong ituro sa kanila ngayon. Okay? So you link old information to new information so that they can remember better. Okay? For example, you say, last week we've talked about this. So today, this topic is actually also related to the topic that we've had last week. Okay, remember last week we did this, and so today we are going to do this. Okay, so you are going to link old information with new information. Okay, hindi po concrete and abstract yung ating sagot dito, no? Concrete and abstract, this is usually how you teach the different concepts that you have. Of course, you start with the concrete, you continue with the abstract. Usually naman depende sa age ng ating students. No? Pag medyo nasa high school na, po pwede na nasa abstract ka. Hindi naman po pwedeng, pag pinakount mo yung mga high school students mo, gagamit ka pa rin ng blocks, no? So, hindi na po pwede ng abstract. Okay, so letter C, old and new, that's the correct answer. Number 17, using the principle of scaffolding, involves which of the following? Letter A, providing clues in order to guide the student through problem solving. Letter B, grouping two students of the same cognitive level together in order to solve a problem. Letter C, providing the answers to all homework questions in advance of the assignment. Letter D, allowing the student to use trial and error methods in order to solve a problem. What's the answer for number 17? Okay. When you use scaffolds, when you use scaffoldings, what do you think is the correct answer? Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Minnie Guzman, for sending us your super sticker through YouTube. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Minnie. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for question 17? 17 na po tayo. Ano kaya yung tamang sagot? For number 17, what is your choice? Number 17 na po tayo. What is the correct answer for question 17? 17. Okay, karamihan sagot nyo. Merong D, may A. Okay, may A, may D. Which one do you think is showing us scaffold? Scaffolding. Okay, remember the meaning of the term scaffolds. Okay, according to Vygotsky, scaffolds are any forms of help that you give your student. Okay, any forms of help that you give your student so that they can become successful in a certain task. And the correct answer here is letter A. Letter A po yung ating tamang sagot. Providing clues in order to guide the student through problem solving. You are providing clues. That's your scaffold here. Okay, letter B, ginrope mo lang yung inyong student mo, ginrope mo lang sila. Letter C, you provided the answers to all homework questions. Hindi po pwede yan, no? Huwag po tayong mag-provide ng all answers. Help lamang po, scaffold lamang yung ibigay natin sa ating estudyante. Allowing the student to use trial and error methods in order to solve a problem. You did not help the student here, no? Wala kang scaffold na binigay, hinayaan mo lang siya. It's okay for you to make mistakes. Okay lang magkamali. Pero wala kang binigay na tulong, okay? Remember, according to Vygotsky, scaffolding strategies would come in several ways, no? Po pwedeng the use of first language. Pag medyo nahihirapan siya sa English, gagamitan mo siya ng Filipino or Tagalog. For example, if you're teaching Korean students, no, medyo hirap siya sa English. At alam mo, I remember this when I was teaching Korean students, no, I would say, this is the noun, okay? You call this myongsa, okay? Myongsa in their language, no? This right here is a verb. That's your dongsa, okay? So you can use the first language. That's another form of scaffold, no? Pwedeng read aloud, you gesture, you model, intentional small group, partner work, pero may help dapat dito, okay? Hindi lamang na sila lang. Sentence structures or starters, ito yung sinabi natin, no? Meron kang hints, meron kang tips. Connect to background knowledge. You can use graphic organizers. You can also use visuals or realia. So any help that you extend to your students, that would be called your scaffolds. Okay, so letter A po, yung tamang sagot. 18. The concept of self-efficacy was introduced by letter A, Carl Rogers, letter B, Albert Bandura, letter C, Sigmund Freud, or letter D, Howard Gardner. What's your answer for 18? We're looking for the person here. Thank you so much, Ma'am Myra Lona Atiloy. Okay, for sending us your stars. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Myra. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 18? 18 na po tayo. What's the answer for number 18? What do you think is the correct answer for number 18? Number 18, what's the correct choice? We're looking for the person who's given us the concept of self-efficacy. Self-efficacy. Okay, may letter B, may A. Okay, may A. Maraming sumagot ng A, no? Medyo na-confused, maaring na-confused. Meron din namang letter B. We still don't know what the correct answer is. Again, we're looking for the person who has given us the concept of self-efficacy. Okay, correct answer here would be letter B. That's Albert Bandura. Okay, so Bandura po itong ating self-efficacy. Now, you remember Carl Rogers? We've talked about him last time, no? Yung Carl Rogers mo, he gave us the client-centered therapy. Client-centered therapy, no? That means hindi mo i-guide yung inyong pasyente. If you are a therapist, hindi ka dapat nagmamando kung anong gagawin ng inyong pasyente, no? So client-centered siya. Kung ano yung gusto ng pasyente mo, yan yung gagawin, no? So hindi mo i-command yung inyong pasyente. That's your client-centered therapy. That's Carl Rogers. Sigmund Freud, of course, we know him to have given us your psychosexual theory, yung inyong oral, anal. The owls always play late games. Oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. We've talked about this last time. And of course, he has also given us your psychoanalytic theory naman, yung id, superego, and ego mo. Galing din yan kay Lolo Sigmund Freud. And of course, Howard Gardner, he was a proponent of your multiple intelligences theory. No? So meron kang verbal linguistic, logical mathematical, meron kang interpersonal, intrapersonal intelligences. That's Howard Gardner. Okay, so this right here is Albert Bandura. He was also the proponent of your social learning theory. Okay, so this right here is self-efficacy. This is the belief in your capacity to successfully perform a task. Okay, so self-efficacy, you believe that you can do it. Okay, kaya mo yan self. You can do it. Okay, pag walang nagtatapik sa iyong balikat, tapikin mo na yung sarili mong balikat, no? So you are going to become self-efficient. You are going to become effective in a certain task if you believe that you have the capacity to perform this task successfully. Now, sabi ni Bandura, there are several ways through which you can have this. Po pwedeng enactive self-mastery. Okay, so po pwedeng maging kung anong mga naging kahinatnan ng inyong actual performance, yan yung experience mo, ito yung pinaka-experience mo. Po pwede din namang role modeling. We all know Bandura also gave us a social learning theory, no? So role models, very important. Vicarious experiences. When you say vicarious experiences, these are experiences of other people. Natututo ka through observation of the different experiences of other people. Okay? So, hindi mo kailangan pagdaanan, hindi kailangan na maging sarili mong experience, pero pwede ka ding matuto just by observation. Okay? So, that's vicarious experience. Lumalabas po ito sa LETA. Make sure that you know the meaning of vicarious. Again, this means that it is not directly your experience. It is the experience of another person around you. And of course, you've learned by observation, okay? Now, verbal and social persuasion, maaaring merong pep talk. Ito yung mga ginagawa, no? Ini-encourage ka ng inyong coach, kaya mo yan, kaya mo yan, go lang, push, okay? Or meron din mga physiological cues, somatic or emotional state. Physiological, again, this of course, would pertain to your body. Kung ano yung nangyayari sa inyong katawan, feeling mo, alam mo, ramdam mo, na ready ka na for the let. Okay? So these are your physiological cues. Okay? So according to Bandura, you can establish self-efficacy through the different things that we have here. Po pwedeng nag-attain ka ng mastery, no? Or nalaman mo kung ano yung kakayahan mo. So alam mo kung paano i-bridge, kung ano yung kakulangan mo, pupunan mo yon. Po pwede din namang nag-learn ka through the experiences of other people. You call that vicarious experiences. That's through role models, okay? Or models. Of course, meron din namang verbal or social persuasion. Po pwedeng pinupush ka ng inyong boyfriend, inyong girlfriend, inyong asawa, inyong anak, kayang-kaya mo yan, ma. Po pwede pa, ma. Humabol ka, ma. Po pwede ka pang maging LPT, ma. Don't lose hope. Pwedeng-pwede pa, ma. Push, okay? Or kung wala naman, ipep talk mo yung sarili mo. Kaya mo yan, self. Okay? Push lang self. Or meron kang physiological cues, no? Alam na alam mo, ramdam mo na ipapasa mo yung let. Okay? So these are the different things, the different factors that can help us achieve self-efficacy. And of course, the person who has given us this concept is Albert Bandura. So letter B, Albert Bandura po yung ating tamang sagot. Again, if you are a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, and if you are still not a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, magpa-member na po, because all these slides would go straight to our Gurong Pinoy teams Facebook group. Okay, 19, second to the last. Your young daughter had never feared spiders, but after seeing you screech and react in fear a few times when a spider appeared in the house, she now cries whenever she sees a spider. This is an example of letter A, spontaneous recovery. Letter B, classical conditioning. Letter C, stimulus generalization. Or letter D, operant conditioning. What's the answer for question 19? Second to the last question for tonight. And of course, tomorrow, wala po tayong live stream tomorrow because we are going to have your mid-review 2. Again, that's going to be in your Google Classroom for all of you who are already members of our Gurong Pinoy teams. Nasa Google Classroom niyo po for GenEd and ProfEd, hindi po sa Google Classroom ng inyong major. And of course, that's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. Wala po tayong gagawin on Sunday. Balikan niyo po yung mga videos natin on Sunday. Sir Adolfo Pimentel Mari, Mamek, may mga PDF po ba lahat ng material or videos? Yes, meron po. Nasa team po natin. So kung member po kayo ng Team Gardner or Team Erickson, nandyan po. Hanapin niyo po sa files. Okay? Once you open your group, makikita niyo po yung files. No? So may home, post, discussion, whatever. Photos, meron pong files dyan. I-click niyo po yan. Okay? What's your answer for the question that we have here? We're already at question number 19. Second to the last item. Second to the last item na po tayo. Ano kaya ang tamang sagot? Number 19. What do you think is the correct answer for number 19? Number 19 na po tayo, mga kaibigan. 19, second to the last item. What is your answer? If you still have not liked this video, please go ahead and like our video. Okay, again, if you can still send us your stars, mag-send na po ng stars. Meron po tayong activity dyan, nakapost po sa ating Facebook page. And so, of course, make sure that you join para po you can have a chance to be one of the 5 lucky winners that we'll have for your 200 GCash. Ma'am Kathleen Marcos, one of our supporters, maraming salamat po for also sending us your stars. Thank you so much po. Okay. All right, number 19. Your young daughter had never feared spiders. Mukhang genocide na naman yata. Or maraming makakasurvive. But after seeing you screech and react in fear a few times when a spider appeared in the house, she now cries whenever she sees a spider. This is an example of, ito po ay classical conditioning theory. Remember, phobia, trauma, these are all part of Pavlov's classical conditioning theory. Okay, so classical conditioning po ang ating tamang sagot dito. Not operant conditioning, X po to, of course. This is by B.F. Skinner. And this would entail rewards, punishment, reinforcement, feedback, computer-aided instruction. Hindi po siya kasama dyan. Spontaneous recovery and stimulus generalization are just part of your classical conditioning, but these are not shown in our item, no? Item number 19 natin. Spontaneous recovery, you remember si Pavlov, meron siyang terms na excitation and extinction. Okay? So, pag sinabi mong excitation, that's the first time that you manifest that type of reaction. Okay? So, first time mo mag-react that way, that's your excitation. Now, the opposite of excitation is extinction. Pag nakalimutan mo na yung reaction na yan, that's extinction. Now, yung spontaneous recovery mo dito is whenever you have, ito yung pag meron ka ng na-extinct na reaction, tapos biglang napukaw na ulit, no, na na manifest mo ulit yung reaction na yan na naging extinct na, you'd call that spontaneous recovery. Okay? Na-recover mo yung reaction na yan. For example, okay, na dati hindi mo gusto yung mga taong long hair. For example, yung lalaking long hair, hindi mo siya type, hindi mo type. Na ngayon, meron kang crush at long hair yung crush mo, no? So now, you have noticed that every time you see a man or a boy with long hair and meron kang certain response, no? Kinikilig ka, napopogian ka, kahit hindi naman pogi. Okay? So that's your excitation. The first time that you have that certain response, that's excitation. Now, kunwari, naging boyfriend mo yung long hair na yon, tapos nag-break kayo kasi two-timer siya or meron kang nalamang hindi mo gusto, now you try to forget that feeling, no? So the moment that you've stopped having kilig with all the long-haired boys that you see, that would be extinction. Naging extinct na. Naging extinct nga yung response mo na yan. Now, ngayon, meron ka na namang na-meet, no? And this person seems perfect. This person is very kind. This person is pogi, mabait, mayaman, may kotse, no? For example. And this person also has long hair. Now, bumalik yung kilig mo. Bumalik yung kilig mo sa tao na may long hair na to, no? And so that's spontaneous recovery. Na-recover yung na-extinct mo ng response, okay? Now, stimulus generalization, you also know the meaning of this. Meron tayong generalization and discrimination. Pag sinabi mong generalization sa lahat ng aso, for example, meron kang phobia sa aso dahil kinagat ka before when you were young. Kung meron kang phobia sa lahat ng klase ng tao, that would be, lahat ng klase ng aso, that would be generalization. Kahit pa cute yung aso, kahit pa nakatali yung aso, kahit nasa loob ng pen yung aso, no, nasa kulungan yung aso, takot na takot ka pa rin, no? So that would be generalization. The opposite would be discrimination. Alam mo na, hindi ako matatakot sa'yo kasi cute kang klase ng aso, or hindi ako matatakot sa'yo dahil may tali ka, or hindi ako matatakot sa'yo dahil nasa kulungan ka, okay? So that's discrimination. Opposites din sila, yung generalization and discrimination, and these are all part of classical conditioning, but our item here is just showing us trauma, okay? So the person has actually imbibe the response of the mother. Okay? So wala siyang response at all at first, no? Pero dahil nga ganun yung response mo, na-imbibe na rin niya, nagkaroon na rin siya ng response to the spider. So that's classical conditioning, yung phobia nyo, yung trauma nyo. Whenever you see these types of questions, phobia or trauma, that would be classical conditioning, okay? So napaka-importante pong huwag kayong magpakita ng takot sa inyong mga anak, no? So this would show us na kunwari injection, pag naglalaro minsan si Reyna, I am going to give you an injection, daw say, ow, ow, ow. You say, it's okay. Okay, it's okay. Shots would make you feel stronger, for example, no? Or hindi naman yung pag may nakita kang ipis, ikaw yung pinakaunang-unang sisigaw at unang-unang tatakbo. Of course, if you show that to your daughter, to your son, your daughter and son would also have that phobia or trauma manifested later. Okay? So napaka-importante maging matapang sa harap ng ating mga anak at ng ating mga estudyante. Ma'am April Codilla, meron pong question dito. Gurong Pinoy, paano po sa new member? If you are a member, then you will be added po sa ating Gurong Pinoy teams. You will have access to all the materials that we have. The files are still there. Kahit po kaka-member nyo pa lamang, lahat po ng materials natin ay nandun. And of course, if you are a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, you'd also be added to your Google Classroom. If you are a new member at hindi po kayo na-add sa Google Classroom, please make sure that you send a message. Okay? Hindi po ako yung sumasagot. Meron po tayong admin. So, hindi po si Ma'am Mek. Paminsan-minsan, nakikita ko yung messages. Paminsan-minsan, pag gabi na, dyan sa Pilipinas, at po pwede kong masagot, sinasagot ko po. Pero most of the time, it's not me. It's not Sir Migs, no? So, meron po tayong admin na sumasagot ng inyong question. So, kung member po kayo, new member, pero hindi pa po kayo na-add sa inyong classroom, send us a message. Mag-send po kayo ng message para ma-add po kayo sa classroom. Sir Edmar Lianeza, paano maging member, ma'am? Mag-send po ng message sa ating Facebook page. Diyan po, Sir Edmar. Mamaya po, after po ng ating live stream, mag-send po kayo ng inyong questions dyan para po ma-answer po ng ating admin. Okay, now we go to the last item tonight, last question for tonight. Vygotsky's theory emphasizes the importance of a more advanced other who serves more advanced other who serves as a guide to provide blank for the learner? Okay, what's the answer? Na-late si Ma'am Checky Gaudicos. Okay lang po yan. Po pwede pong maging member ng Team Replay. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for the last item that we have here? Vygotsky's theory emphasizes the importance of a more advanced other who serves as a guide to provide blank for the learner. Is it equilibrium? Letter B, scaffolding. Letter C, motivation. Letter D, development. What do you think is the correct answer for question number 20? Number 20 na po tayo. Number 20 po. Again, huwag po kalimutan, meron po tayong contest ngayon, no? Nakapost na po dyan sa ating Facebook page. Again, please don't forget, pwede po kayong mag-send ng inyong entries. Just follow the instructions, the mechanics that we have. May question dito, Ma'am Ena Shiram Zenara Alagna. Paano makapasok sa Google Classroom, ma'am? Again, if you are a new member po, mag-send po ng message sa ating Facebook page para po ma-add po kayo. Kung hindi pa po kayo na-add sa inyong Google Classroom, no? Once po na nag-send kayo ng message, bibigyan po kayo ng link. Yung link po ay makikita nyo sa inyong email address. So, i-follow nyo lang po. I-follow nyo lang po yung link. Sir Young Servant, mag-send lang po kayo ng message. Sabi niya parang hindi ako part ng Google Classroom. Yung Google Classroom po natin dati yung may pangalang Grow. Yung Grow tapos alphabetize po kayo. Pero ngayon po hindi na alphabetical, no? At hindi na din po Grow. So GenEd, ProfEd, yun na lamang po yung makikita nyo. Okay, we go back to the question that we have here. This is the last question tonight. Vygotsky's theory emphasizes the importance of more advanced other who serves as a guide to provide blank for the learner. Ma'am Ana Victoria Cervantes Bulaon, saan po isi-send? Mag-message po kayo sa Facebook page. Saan po isi-send yung link? Is this for your Google Classroom? Isa-send po yan sa inyong email address. Sa email address. Kaya po hinahanapan kayo ng email address once nag-enroll po kayo. Okay? So, pupunta lang po kayo sa inyong Google Classroom tomorrow. Pag hindi pa po kayo nasa Google Classroom, balikan nyo po yung ating Facebook page, no? At mag-send po kayo ng message. At maaari din pong na-send na po yung invitation sa inyong inbox dyan po sa inyong email ad. Okay, now what do you think is the correct answer here? This is going to provide, of course, that scaffolding. Okay, any help that you extend to the student, that will be part of your scaffolding. So that ends tonight's discussion. Again, tomorrow you are going to have your mid-review part 2. For those of you who are a member of our Gurong Pinoy teams, that's going to be mid-review part 2 from 6 to 9 p.m. Of course, on Sunday. Sunday po, wala po tayong pasok, no? Rest day po. Sunday, that's Family Day, that's Father's Day. Advance Happy Father's Day po sa lahat ng mga tatay dito. Hello sa mga tatay, maaari ding mga nanay, no? Mga single moms natin, tumatayong ama, and of course sa mga titos, mga ninong, mga lolo. Advance Happy Father's Day po sa inyong lahat, no? Babatiin ko na po kayo dahil of course we will not see each other on Sunday. Rest day po tayo, Family Day. With all the fathers, we are going to celebrate them on Sunday. Magkita-kita po tayong muli. That's going to be on Saturday next weekend. No? That's for your GenEd. Okay, then of course Sunday next weekend, ProfEd po. All right, but of course tonight we end of course with our closing prayer. Closing prayer na po tayo. Everyone, please join me as we close tonight's activity with our closing prayer. Of course, this is led by Brother Efren Esteban.
Muli po tayong manalangin. Our great God, salamat po sa oras po na ito na ibinigay mo sa amin na naging matagumpay po ang aming pag-aaral. Sana po marami po kaming mga natutunan, O Diyos. Sana po ipatuloy mo po kaming pagpalain sa mga plano po namin, Panginoon. Ikaw po ang aming dakilang pastol at ikaw po yung naghahanda ng lugar para sa amin. Sana po ay maganap na po ang mga ninanais po ng aming mga puso. Alam mo po yung mga pagsisikap namin, mga sacrifices namin para matupad po ang mga pangarap po namin na ito. Sana po sa lahat po ng mga member ng Gurong Pinoy International, sana po ipagpalain mo. Lalo po Panginoon na malapit na po ang exam, patibayin mo po ang aming loob, palakasin niyo po ang aming damdamin, Panginoon, na hindi po kami matakot sa halip, mas lalo po kaming maghanda, Panginoon. Salamat po sa sakripisyo ni Ma'am Meg at ni Sir Ram para po sa bawat isa sa amin. Panginoon, salamat po sa lahat at ibinibigay po namin lahat yung mga concern namin sa inyo. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, ito po ang mga aming dalangin. Amen.
Amen. Alright, so sa muli, habang wala po tayong live stream, balikan po lahat ng ating mga YouTube videos, no? Type lamang Gurong Pinoy Reviewers. Marami po dyan tayong videos, no? Almost 300 videos na makakatulong po sa inyo para sa paghahanda nyo sa inyong upcoming LET. And of course, tomorrow, again, don't forget you are going to have mid-review part 2. Sunday is Father's Day. Wala po tayong live stream. We are coming back on Saturday with GenEd. Then the following Sunday, of course, that's going to be ProfEd. Okay, this has been Coach Meg of Gurong Pinoy, and I leave you the saying, maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawa.